Well, hello everyone. This is Dr. Ayleen, and this is Medicine Walk. Thank you for joining me again. And I have a really cool couple of things that I'm going to be talking about today. And the first thing I want to start off with is I got a really cool email. And, for those of you who are emailing me, I do my absolute best to email back and to respond in the comments. So if you have a comment for me, then just go ahead and log it, and I will make a point of answering your comments. So I got a comment from Banshee Rose 24, and very cool name. Hello. She said that she loves the videos, and she had a question, and she wanted to know what my opinion was. And she says that a lot of her friends, or women I just know online, are finding their self-worth and their truth, but they're taking it to an angry place where all men are bad. I don't need any help. I often bite my tongue as I don't know what words to say or how to guide them towards taking these newfound strength, and instead of fueling it with anger, letting it come from a place of love. I don't know if that makes sense. Yes, it does. But I'm lost as to what to say. Or do I say something or just keep silent? Good. So, Banshee Rose, that is a tremendously good question. And it relates a lot to what we're talking about today, about being in your own truth. And it is really cool that you notice and you're aware of that sometimes being in your truth and being in your strength can come in a lot of different forms for a lot of different people. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that today. And if by the end of the program I don't answer your question, let me know and I'll give it another shot for you. But we're talking about being in your truth and being true to your truth. Shakespeare once said, "This above all, to thine own self be true." The next line is, "For then it must follow as the night the day, thou canst not then be false to any man." What that means is that when we walk in our truth, when we're in that space where we are solid in what we feel and we are honoring what we feel, that we are not going to come from a false place with other people. When we walk in our truth, when we're being in our truth, we're automatically in truth with others. So, and let's kind of, gauge that. The term truth can have so many different meanings for so many different people. For me, truth is about personal truth. It's about what resonates inside of you. What is it that your heart has as that place of being real? When you're real with yourself, when you're real with what you're feeling, when that's what you express, that's when you're in your truth. When you are walking your talk, that is when you're in your truth. And sometimes truth can be a really hard thing, especially to face within ourselves, because sometimes the truth maybe not be, well, it may not be what we want it to be within us. And that can be a hard thing to look at. That can be a tricky thing to be able to embrace and hold on to and get your head wrapped around, because we all kind of want to be the good guy. We all kind of want to be in that place of, well, I'm in my integrity, when we aren't always. And that's just a part of the human condition. That's a part of us being us. That's a part of us really honoring all of ourselves. So when we talk about truth, this is your truth. And there's two very important things about your truth. The first is that you don't have to justify it. You don't have to explain it. You don't have to get others to agree with you on it for it to be true for you. truth and allow you to be in integrity with yourself. Maybe your truth is popular and maybe it's not. The fact that 100 people disagree with your truth does not make it less true. In the same way that if 100 people agree with your truth, that it makes it true. This is about you. This is about your walk in this world and what feels right to you. I have friends who have many, many, many different political beliefs and moral beliefs and spiritual beliefs and beliefs about sporting teams and all of that. And it may be that their truth is something that doesn't resonate with me. That doesn't mean we can't be friends. That doesn't mean we can't interact. It just means that that is their truth. And I have it. And I'm not going to fight them on it or try to get them to change their mind, because honestly, it's kind of a losing battle when you try to get somebody to fundamentally change what they believe when they're not ready to change that. And sometimes people need to be in that belief system because maybe the world is a little too scary if they're not. And Banshee Rose, let me just make sure I have that right. Yes, Banshee Rose 24. When you're dealing with these women and interacting with them, understand that when they're coming out of that place of anger, there may be a whole history where they've got that pain inside of themselves. Maybe they were hurt. Maybe, well, there's a lot of different things that could be going on. There's always the story behind the story. And often when somebody is responding that strongly, and especially because that's something that is very significant in a lot of traditions where it's like, yes, we are women, hear us roar, which is awesome, but it doesn't have to mean that the divine masculine does not have a part in that. And for them, maybe that energy is very painful. So they're going to lash out at it. The anger keeps it at a distance. So understand, because they feel that way right now, that may just be because that's the part of it that they're in. It may be like the stages of grief that we've talked about. When you reach the point where you can get angry about something, it may just be that as a part of the healing, you need to go through an angry phase. There are a lot of women who have been hurt, as there are a lot of men who have been hurt by women who sometimes have a very negative view of feminine energy. So this is about being a part of a healing process where that person maybe needs to go through sort of an angry phase. What I would offer to you is that it's okay to let them be there. And it's okay to go, wow, you've got a lot of anger, would you like to talk about it? I'm willing to listen. I would love to hold that space for you if that's what you want to do. Sometimes there was a saying in a comic that said, when you find a big kettle of crazy, don't stir it. And there is also that piece of not my circus, not my monkeys. So if somebody is feeling a particular way, if somebody's expressing something in particular, they have a reason inside of them that they're responding in that way. And it may be that it's sort of in the way that a broken bone needs to go through a knitting process, that it is important to really run through the full process. Sometimes this person has been meek and passive time. It may be that they need to go through kind of a slingshot sort of effect where, the pendulum swings from passive to, oh, I don't think so. And sometimes people get very assertive with that, which is okay, because ultimately the pendulum will swing back and it will come back in. All of these women that you're connecting with, they do have loving males in their life. It's just they're reacting that way right now. That's their way of trying to find balance with what they're feeling inside. And maybe they've been through some really intense stuff. You can just hold space for them. What they believe does not affect your truth. And I get that you don't resonate with that because, you know, it's like, okay, all men aren't evil. There's some very good ones. All women aren't evil. There's some very good ones. There's light and shadow in everything and in everyone. So when these types of things are being expressed now, if a comment is made that you find offensive, say so. Say, you know what? I really find that statement offensive. And you know, well, and then the justification comes in. And it doesn't have to be an emotional thing. It doesn't have to be a charged up thing. It doesn't have to be something that escalates. But it can be an observation that, you know what? I really don't resonate with what you said. And while you have the right to say it, I did find that comment kind of offensive, which makes people think. It allows people to think. It allows people to kind of go, oh, okay, you know, maybe I have, you know, swung a little bit far on that one. But it's all about finding the balance point. And if they have to go kind of to an extreme to, you know, swing back and come back in and then finally settle on that place of balance, it may just be that they need a little bit of time and space, because often after a while, when we start thinking about what we're saying and how we're saying it, and you know, then we think, oh, well, maybe there's a little bit more to this. Maybe I can work past those places of hurt inside myself. So, you know, but it's a fantastic question. And it's one that I do get quite a bit. So hopefully that was able to be helpful for you. And when you're in your truth, when you are settled in and it's like, you know what? You don't even have to really say what your truth is. It may be an intense political debate, and you may have an opinion about it. And you may think, you know what? Do I really need to give an opinion on this? What would be my purpose in giving the opinion? Do I honestly believe I'm going to change the mind of anybody here? Now, if you're, you know, spoiling for a good debate, go for it. Knock yourself out. And sometimes you can just sit and observe what's going on, because when you step back and observe, that's when you can see, oh, they're debating this, but I can see that maybe there's something else. Maybe there's more to the story as to why they're so intense. Because often people want other people to agree with them, and they feel more solid in their truth if they can have somebody else agree with them, if they can change the mind of the person. It may be that that person was just kind of spoiling for a fight about something, and that happened to be the subject that came up. They would have argued about anything because they felt like arguing, and some people just like to argue. And while you can engage in it, you don't have to. You can go, oh, okay, well, that's an interesting opinion, and, you know, good luck to you for having it. You know, I honor the fact that you have your opinion, and thank you for sharing your truth with me. And then, you know, fudge in the oven, gotta go. So whatever it is that you want to do to release yourself from that conversation. So yes, your truth is your truth. You neither have to defend it or force it onto somebody else for it to be more true. The truth is a quiet thing inside the heart. It can be a very gentle thing because it just is. And because the truth is based on the best information we have at the moment, the truth can always change. What was true for me at the age of 10 wasn't true for me at the age of 20, me at the age of 30, and 30 wasn't the same truth I held when I was 40. So truth shifts based on our experience, based on our level of maturity, based on our life experiences and the types of things that we learn. So don't worry if you notice that maybe, you know, you feel something very solidly about a particular topic or a particular event. And then as time goes by, maybe you look back on it and go, you know, I think I would feel differently. You know, if I knew then what I know now, I would feel differently. And the most ironic thing about that phrase, if I knew then what I know now, well, the only reason you know it now is because you didn't know it then. And you learned and you grew. And that's how you developed what you know now. It's how we all became who we are now, is based on all the stuff that we went through to get here. So understand that the truth is something that can always grow and expand based on your willingness to learn new things, to see new things. Truth never changes if you don't change. And if you don't make an effort to change, if you don't make an effort to expand what you do and what you know, yes, you will have a consistent truth, and it will be no more practical than if you try to wear the same pair of jeans that you wore when you were 10. We change. Everything changes. We expand our view of the world. And that's a good thing, that truth is malleable. I really, personally, I don't believe in an absolute truth, because as I grow, my awareness grows, changes, and I think different things. So, of each of our truths is that no one is obligated to agree with, support, or even listen to our truth. And that's an important thing to remember. Just because a truth is my truth does not mean it's your truth. And if I say anything or express anything that doesn't resonate with you, go with what feels right for you. I would rather be questioned and you know, have somebody be very skeptical of me than to blindly accept, oh, well, she says it, therefore it must be true. I don't go for that. And I don't think that's healthy for anybody to just simply accept a truth because it was presented to them. At it, examine it, see how it feels inside you, get your own gut check. Is that true for you? Maybe someone who cares about you and loves you who says that. Still, check to see if it's true for you. If it doesn't resonate, no matter how well intended, then it can't be your truth. You've got to honor your own truth. You've got to honor where you are with your experiences and how you perceive the world, because you have every right to do it, just as no one else has any obligation to support your truth. But even if they don't, that doesn't make it less true for you. Hold on to your truth. Cherish your truth. It's okay. And it doesn't matter if no one supports it. As long as it's true inside of you, then it's your truth. And you don't have to get into a debate with anybody about it, because you don't have to justify it. You don't have to explain why you believe it. You just do. It's a feeling. It's inside of you. It's intuition. You can trust your intuition. If everybody wants to go somewhere and something inside you says, no, you know, I don't think I'm going to go. Trust it. And you don't have to have a good reason. You don't have to make up an excuse. Your truth does not need excuses. All it needs is to be. And to understand that maybe you'll learn something tomorrow that will go, oh, okay, now my truth is expanded to include this other concept. It's your truth. Be true to it. Hold it to your heart and don't let go, because it's you. It is being in your own power. It's being in your own authority. It doesn't matter what other people say. It doesn't matter what they perceive. It doesn't matter what their truth is, because, I mean, you know, whatever their truth is, bless them for it. But you have yours, and it belongs to you, and you can never, ever, ever have that taken away. It's like personal power. No one can take it from you. You have to give it away. Your truth cannot be taken from you. You have to give it away. But that means that you always have the power to take it back. Even if you don't step up to it. I was speaking with someone, and it's interesting because a lot of times, things will come up in my life, and then I'll end up having to have a conversation with somebody about it. So the conversation was that she really felt she had to justify something, a choice that she made. And what I encouraged her to do, which I have been working to practice myself. And yes, there's a lot of new stuff. There's always new things to learn. There's always new things to know. And all of a sudden I'll get an idea. It's like, wow, I think I'm going to try that. So what I decided to try was not giving a reason for a choice I made. If somebody says, well, why didn't you do that? I say, because I didn't. Well, but why? Because I didn't. Now, we can deal with the reason why I chose it, or we can deal with the consequences of that choice. Oh, consequences. Very important concept. There are consequences for everything. There may be good consequences, they may be not so good consequences, but there are always consequences. Your truth is yours. You have every right to express it, to hold it, to maintain it. And if you choose to express it, there may be consequences. There may be reactions to your truth. And so be ready for that. Which goes back to, well, why do you feel that way? Justify it. Too. I feel this way because I do. And I ask that you respect it. And if they're not willing to respect it, then, well, that's their issue. It's not yours. Your truth is your truth. It's, in some ways, it's almost like walking a dog. Now, if you're walking along and your truth is out there, snapping and barking at everybody, and you're using your truth as kind of like a weapon, then it's not a gentle truth. It's not your true truth, because the depth of your truth inside of you doesn't need to bark at anyone. Your truth doesn't need support. It doesn't need a majority vote. You are the majority vote. You can be true to it, and you don't have to have any intense feelings about it whatsoever. When you're in your truth, it's a peaceful place. It's a place where you're settled and you're balanced. Nobody can tilt you off of that. It's okay. And it's okay not to give a reason, because it's yours. So be true to your truth, because it is you. It's a part of you. Nobody has to agree with it. And if they do, if they support it, awesome. Maybe you get a group together and you talk about the truth and you explore it, but always understand, when you get in that group and you're talking about it, explore and challenge that truth within yourself. It's like, well, how big can I make this? How much more can I grow around this? If this is my truth today, will it be my truth tomorrow? Not necessarily. So study it, but always, always seek more information, because more information and a broader view only expand your truth. It allows it to grow as you grow. So be true to it, because it will be true to you. So as I said at the beginning, there was a couple of things that I wanted to share, and I'm going to need to put on my glasses for this in just a second. I just want to do that. Okay. So let's see. What I wanted to share was that on YouTube, you can go and you can look up like the analytics. And so I looked it up, and I just wanted to share how many countries are watching the channel. And so I just wanted to share that, because this is something that I really am proud of. So the United States, the United Kingdom, Mexico, Australia, Egypt, Finland, Brazil, Algeria, Italy, Nigeria, India, Romania, Belgium, Germany, Spain, Lebanon, and France. These are all countries that have tuned into the channel and have viewed the videos. And if you are from any of those countries, thank you and welcome. I'm so glad you're here with us. And please comment and share in and you know, this is a global community that we're building, and I'm so very excited for that. So one of the other things is that this is a Medicine Walker t-shirt. Order it in. Let's see. You know, it's, and my dear Michelle is Solace Intuitive, who is, woohoo, you are worldwide. Way to go, Dr. Ayleen. Yeah, but we're doing it together. All of us are doing it together. Those of you who are sharing these videos, thank you. You know, those of you who are subscribing, and please subscribe, so that way you'll always be notified, and check for the little bell that says notification, and you'll always be notified when the program's coming up. And thank you so much. It's so exciting to be a part of so many people's worlds and people's lives. And so a lot of people have asked me about kind of, you know, how I feel if I were to put what I believe kind of into a creed, into a statement. And I encourage everybody, if you want to really step up into yourself, create a document, create a statement, your mission statement, and write it out and put it somewhere where you can see it. And that is really a very exciting thing. It's a very cool thing to do. But is a personal odyssey of the body, mind, and spirit. The choice to take that very first step is both the beginning and the completion of the journey. Everything that follows is living the destination. And the walk becomes a life practice of embracing that every single day I will strive to be the most authentic person I'm capable of being in each moment. I'm not always going to be, you know, at my highest level of authenticity, but I'm going to be the best person I know to be in that moment. I know that I'm a child of spirit in however that is envisioned, however you envision it, you know, I hold that for you. I will not judge myself harshly because I know I'm still learning. I don't expect more from myself than I would expect from somebody else. It's important for me and for each one of us to remember that we're learning. We're figuring it out. I will embrace that the well-being of all of humanity is my business. That whether it's picking up a styrofoam cup and putting it in the wastebasket, whether it's supporting a political cause that is important to me, or a social cause that's important to me, whether it's contributing to causes that mean something to me. But all of humanity is my business, and it's yours too. I will cherish and honor all of creation without qualification, because we're all a part of everything. And I will honor that, because in honoring all of creation, I honor myself. Doesn't mean I always like everything or everyone in every moment, but it does mean that I will honor it, and that I will hold within myself that love for all of creation. And I will accept that all of creation loves me, and that I am loved, and I'm cherished, and I'm safe. I will celebrate my life as the sacred gift that it is. And it is a very sacred gift. It is important to appreciate how special life is, how short it can be, and how amazing each and every day we get, each and every breath we take is amazing. So you can go to my Facebook group and the Facebook page, Medicine Walk with Dr. Ayleen, and you can order yourself up a shirt if you want. You can get it, I mean, green is my favorite color, but you can get it in whatever color you would like. You can, you can take a look at what's there, and, there are, different links, so enjoy that. So, thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here with me in this moment. And thank you for your truth. And please, you can share your truth in the comments. Let me take a look. So you can also go to the site, www.medicinewalkwithdrayleen.com, and you can also find stuff there. So until next time, I wish you balance and I wish you blessings. My heart to yours. Love you.